Hey everybody, it's me, Liv. So you remember this tag I did in my first Snippets of Creativity? I'm going to go ahead and finish this up today. So sometimes what I do when I have paper I'm not really sure what to do with, I cut out a whole bunch of different die cuts with it and I kind of throw it in a bag. And I do this because I find like it's a really good way to use a paper that I don't particularly love, but because these are really minimal spaced type of dies, I don't really see the pattern overall. So I created this one particular one here that I'm going to go ahead
If you're
and
wondering
glue
what kind
this
of glue,
on
this is Barely Art Glue.
to
I'm not one
the
who
tag
has any
base.
particular favorites. I buy whatever's on sale. So if art glitter glue's on sale somewhere that I usually shop, I buy that. If Barely Art Glue is on sale, I buy that. Again, no particular strong preference for glue, but I think they both work equally well. So now that I have that down, I'm going to go ahead and put the flower down. And for this, I'm just going ahead and put it all over the back side of it. You know, you could do this lots of different ways. You might want to color these dies. You might want to stamp on them. Any of that is an option. Sometimes I have done in the past, which I haven't really done it recently, is if I'm cutting out a larger die, that's going to have more space. Sometimes I will actually glue it, not glue it, I will take a double-sided tape on the piece of paper and then die cut it through there so it already has an adhesive on the back of it. Sometimes I do that. I did not necessarily think to do that with these particular pieces, but that actually might have been a good idea. Well, we'll do that another time. So, I think this one would look really good right here in the middle, right? Just trying a way to kind of build the composition here. And so as you can see, like the pattern is more on the back side, and one of the other sides of this paper was more of this like beigey kind of color. So I said this would look really nice on this particular tag. Now the butterfly is not a die that I cut out. Again, those are from All Creates. And I'm just trying to figure out, would it be better here or maybe the top? I'm going to use this sentiment. The sentiment's also from the stash that I bought from All Creates. So they have a lot of great, and I just like to get these really nice pieces of sentiments that are not too complicated, but are a decent size to put on my mixed media. So initially I thought I was going to put it here, but then as I'm looking at it, I don't like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. I am purposely only gluing the center because I do want it to kind of lift up. I'm going to crinkle up these sides a little bit, and that is pretty much the extent of what I'm going to do here. Now, I thought it was needing a little bit more dimension, so I'm going to be taking out my Nouveau dots. I love Nouveau dots. I know they can be a bit of a pain because you got to be really careful about getting them down. But I think I've kind of, most of the time, I don't have a problem with that. And the reason I like this more translucent one color that I'm using here is that it very easily can just be wiped up if you make a mistake. I think I do make a mistake when I'm doing parts of this here, I think on the butterfly, and you'll see this just really easy to clean up, and then you just do it all over again. That's actually one of the reasons I like Nouveau dots too. You do have to be careful if you're using a darker color because sometimes that can be a little bit tricky if you're using a darker color and for it to not stain. But because these translucent ones don't really do that, you don't have to worry about it too much. So now I'm just going to go ahead and plop a little bit right here on the different tips of the wings for the, and you see, whoop, there it is. I messed that one up. Just going to go back in and do it again. Super easy to do. These probably take, I would say, 24 hours to dry fully. They can dry in a shorter period of time, but I always give it 24 because I'm afraid what's going to happen. So look at that. Can you see that? Love the way that came out. I did feel I needed a little bit more yellow, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of ink all these edges and bring out like that mustardy yellow color here. Sometimes I swipe it like this. But when you do that, you do have to be mindful that you might get more of it than you bargained for. If you don't mind that, which obviously, oops, I did it again. I got to fix that in a sec. Um, if you don't mind having those streaks, then it'll look perfectly fine. So now that I have this all inked up, and I'm just trying to make sure that the tape is folded over on the side as well so it doesn't look too misbubbly, I'm going to just go back and I slightly hit that dot that wasn't dried enough on the butterfly, but I didn't actually make it flat. So I'm just going to kind of wipe it off the excess so that it looks more like that round circle. And look, I was able to salvage it. So let me bring you up a close up. Can you see the nouveau dots? Look at that. Look at all this texture. I really love the way this came out. Super simple. Took me only a couple minutes. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.